قلوبنا وشفيع ذنوبنا المحمود الأحمد المصطفى الأمجد أبي القاسم محمد. صلى الله عليه وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين، ولا سيما بقية الله في الأراضين وحجته على الخلائق أجمعين، سيدنا وإمام زماننا وولي نعمتنا الحجة ابن الحسن المهدي فداه أرواح العالمين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله العظيم في محكم كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. آمنا بالله، صدق الله العلي العظيم. وطيبوا أفواهكم بذكر محمد وآل محمد. Seeking permission from the elderly, we were told to speak a little bit for the younger generation in the English language, and then afterwards we start with the Arabic session. Let's imagine hypothetically a multi-billionaire comes forward and says that on a specific place and on a specific date, I am willing and I have the intention to disperse and disseminate and throw out $100 million in cash. Where would you see yourself? What will you do in advance? Obviously, you will make sure that you prepare yourself. You will make sure that you will most definitely attend at that place on that specific moment, correct? That's what we call preparation. Any major event in this life, any important affair in this world, you, for example, have a job interview. You are proposing. You have cross-country running. You have a trip that you need to undergo, for example, in a couple of days. You make sure that you prepare for all of this. This, my friends, is a month like no other. It is one significant and a unique month, as the verbatim of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. أيامه أفضل الأيام ساعاته أفضل الساعات لياليه أفضل الليالي. We, my dear brothers and sisters, need to prepare for this month, because we need to make sure this $100 million that is being disseminated, that is up for grabs, we are there to collect as much as we can. Because trust me, oh youngsters, with a blink of an eye, this month will elapse, it'll come to an end. How do I want to utilize this month? How do I want to make the best of this month? Now, it's a month that out of God's mercy, if you close your eyes and have a deep sleep, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will write constantly rewards and thawab for you. So imagine if you do good, how much it'll be multiplied. There is a hadith that in the month of Ramadan, it's 1,000 folds what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bestows mercy in other months, multiplied by 1,000. Every verse of the Holy Quran that you recite as if you have recited the whole Quran cover to cover. Every breath that you inhale, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala writes exaltation for you. أنفاسكم فيه تسبيح. Every prayer that you do every day on a daily basis, it's multiplied by a 70. 70! And so we need to make sure, what do we want to do in this month? Do I want to go back to my PlayStation? Do I want to go on these feeds, those useless feeds? Or rather, and this is something practical that I would like to suggest the youngers, the youngsters, the youths to do. This 30-day period, let's make some changes when it comes to my attitudes, and most importantly with my parents. When it comes to how I use and consume my time. I go to school, obviously, but then when I come back home, what do I want to do at home? How do I want to waste my time? Do I have all these channels that I've subscribed to on YouTube elsewhere that I want to watch? Do I have these series of movies that I want to make sure that I watch? Brothers and sisters, try to eliminate all of this for 1 month. Trust me, nothing will happen. You won't die. In fact, the more you seek closeness to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the more you will deserve from Allah's mercy. And this is what we need to make sure we do. Inshallah, once you go home, try to make these changes. You have an iPad, you have a Galaxy Tab, you have an Xbox, whatever you have. If you've subscribed to those useless, time-wasting things, try to make sure that you opt out. If you've got these apps that have accumulated throughout time, make sure you get rid of them and delete them. Trust me, nothing's going to happen. What, you use Instagram for an hour or so every day? Delete it. Nothing's going to happen. You won't even lose your followers. If you are making good use of, say, that specific app, I don't like mentioning names, but if you listen to lectures, if you listen to the Quran, keep it. Might as well keep it. But if then you aren't, might as well just get rid of them. This is a month, my dear brothers and sisters, that there were people who used to recite the Quran, this very Quran, 40 times in 30 days. Imagine. God knows how long it takes for a person to recite the whole Quran if you want to sit down and recite it. But then 40 times. How can we achieve this? Through, first of all, eliminating all the obstacles. Getting rid of all these things that are preventing us from doing what we need to do. In a hadith, Imam Rada alayhi salam addresses one of his companions, a very well-respected companion by the title of Abu Salt. He says, Ya Abu Salt, Shahr Ramadan has arrived. Now I am paraphrasing. He says, are you ready for this month? Because believe it or not, some people, the time they open their eyes and they realize that it's the month of Ramadan, 7 days have already elapsed. Did they see the moon? Didn't they see the moon? What are we supposed to do? When should I start Quran? The Imam says, Istaqbil, or rather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa he says, Istaqbil shahr Allah bil Quran. From the very first night, you want to make sure that you've already started reciting Quran, because time flies as we see it. Our life has come to an end. Before you realize, the month will come to an end. استقبل شهر الله بتلاوة القرآن. So the Imam continues by giving some lessons or some recommendations to us. Imam Rada alayhi salam. He says, now that the month of Ramadan has arrived, you've approached this blessed month. First of all, if you have any vengeance, if you have any animosity, enmity, hostility in your heart towards anyone, make sure you plug that animosity out of your chest and throw it away. Allah the Almighty states, "U'fu wasfahu." You want God to forgive you. Make sure you forgive other people. أَلَا تُحِبُّونَ أَنْ يَغْفِرَ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ. So this is one thing that you need to do. You say, Ilahi, I forgive anyone who has hurt me, inflicted pain upon me. 2. The Imam says, عَلَيْكَ بِالْإِقْبَالِ فِي مَا يُعْنِيكَ. See, there's 2, if you want to put things into categories, it's two categories, two distinct categories. One which is relevant to you, one which is most important to you, and then there is the rest of things. TV channels, all these useless things, right? The Imam says, make sure now that you have entered the month of Ramadan, I'm paraphrasing, he says, you focus on what is important. What do you want to do in this month? What do you want to do? Again, I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't want to mention certain names, games, but you have to think for yourself. Is this important? Is this important? I know many children, they go and now we've got everything online, right? Go search Quran recitation. You can do the recitation with the internet alone. You don't need anyone to help you if you don't know how to read. Of course, attending in these gatherings is even better. But then you don't have to be sufficient with this gathering. You can come and you can also at home have these multiple recitations. Try to recite as much Quran as you can. Try to do as much good as you can. Don't wait for your mother to ask you to help her. If you are seeing her preoccupied in cooking in the kitchen, go tell her, Mom, do you need anything? Do you want anything from me? Can I be of any help to you? عليك بالإقبال في ما يعنيك وترك ما لا يعنيك. Subhanallah, look at the devil. He has pre-planned our schedule for the month of Ramadan. You would find, and especially, and this is unfortunate, I mean, we're living in the West, they're non-Muslims, but if you go to the so-called Muslim countries, there are specific TV series that are broadcasted in the month of Ramadan. And you know how they do it, right? Towards the end of the movie, they make it in a way that you have to get, still be hooked to that movie, and you have to attend and make sure that you watch it. And live, right? This is the shaitan. But then there is a godly plan for us. We need to see what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants from us. Again, this is a unique, a significant month, that if you want to have this leap in your life, if you want to have this, how should I say, bring this, if you want to achieve those highest of levels, this is where to start the month of Ramadan. All divine books were revealed in this very month. All divine books, they were revealed in the month of Ramadan. And obviously, most importantly, the Holy Quran. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us the honor and the privilege and the tawfiq to be better people. Inshallah, every night before we start with the Arabic program, the session, we will be speaking a little bit in English. So we ask the younger generation to make sure they attend, and if they have close relatives and friends, they try to bring them along so that they could benefit from this month. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.